Hey there, everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about a really important topic, and that is going to be decisions about vaccinations. So let's do a quick intro to make sure that we're all on the same page. Now, we all know that vaccines are good. They're good for our community health, and they've even eradicated diseases like smallpox. But despite all of that goodness, lots of people refuse to get vaccinated. And so far, a lot of research has been done on vaccine safety and trust in the healthcare system as potential barriers to people wanting to get vaccinated. But what hasn't been explored very much is how people think in general. So our researchers wanted to know if the patterns of how people think impact their ideas about vaccination. And to investigate this, let's talk about some methods, so what they actually did. What they did was they created a survey for 356 people, and they asked them questions to determine their thinking styles or patterns around 8 different kind of subjects. So one was their anti-vaccination attitudes in general. The second was smart thinking. Oops, that's not how you spell smart. Smart thinking. So this is if they could solve puzzles quickly. They asked questions about cognitive reflection. Having trouble with the spelling today, sorry y'all. Now, cognitive reflection is how logically you can think through something. The next is thinking style. Is someone more likely to make decisions based on instinct or based on facts? The next is if people had strange ideas. Something like the earth is flat or trolls live under bridges, something like that. The next is their scientific knowledge. And the last one is their religious or paranormal beliefs. And what they did with all this information was they were looking at the relationship between these anti-vaccination attitudes and the other thinking characteristics. So they were looking for correlations. Now, a correlation is the relationship between two variables, not necessarily that one variable causes the other to happen. So for example, the more ice cream you eat, the more correlated it is to you getting attacked by a shark. Now, you eating the ice cream didn't cause the shark to attack you, but there's a correlation between the two. And it's because sharks are more active in the summer and you're more likely to eat ice cream in the summer. So we're looking at correlations here, not causation. So keep that in mind when we look at the results. So what did they actually find here? I'm going to sum this up into 2 different categories. So places where they found a positive correlation and places where they found a negative correlation. So a positive correlation would mean that if one of the variables is larger, then the other variable is larger also. So for instance, looking at our anti-vax correlations that were positive, we have paranormal beliefs. So the more paranormal beliefs you have, the more likely it is that you also have anti-vaccination attitudes. So other things that were positively correlated with anti-vaccination attitudes were strange ideas, faith in intuition, so you make decisions based on your intuition, and religious beliefs. Our negative correlations with anti-vaccination attitudes were smart thinking. So the more characteristics of smart thinking you have, the less anti-vaccination attitudes you have, and vice versa. Open-mindedness, cognitive reflection, and scientific literacy. So what does this all mean? Let's do a little discussion. So the first thing is that relying on feelings and not facts could be bad for your health. Now, we all have these cognitive biases where we kind of shortcut past logic because of some experience that we've had in the past. And it causes us to base our decisions on feelings and instead of facts. And if we were more aware of these cognitive biases, we would be able to make better decisions about our healthcare. So what does this mean in the large scale, big picture? Let's get some conclusions here. The first of all, we can take home that vaccines are good and vaccinations are good. The second thing is, one of the ways to combat these cognitive biases in decision making is to make sure that people learn science and the facts around vaccines and vaccinations early on in their education. And if we have these facts in the bank, so to speak, we are going to be less likely to rely on feelings and instincts to make decisions about our healthcare. And last, make sure that you question any strange ideas that you might come across. There's lots of misinformation out there, especially about healthcare. And so if you question these, you're going to be more likely to base any decisions on facts and not on this kind of misinformation that's out there. Anyway, hope you learned something today. Have a good one.